I'm Oprah as a dude, and I love you all.
All right, here we go.
All right, folks, today we got a special guest joining us on the Reyes Reflection. Before we introduce her, we've got to shout out our partners, Mad Rabbit Tattoo Aftercare, Jocko Fuel, and SMACKIN Sunflower Seeds. It's that time of the year where they'll have copious amount of deals, so check the episode description for links for their sites. Now that the formalities are out of the way, the individual chopping it up with me today is someone who manages to balance real life, real responsibilities, all while growing an online presence. She's a mother, a wife, and one of those individuals who shows up online with honesty, humor, and that rare kind of perspective that makes you stop scrolling and actually listen. She's built a space where she has amazing topics, whether it's books, life advice, or just everyday chaos and how she manages. She does this all with refreshing realness, which is so hard in today's social media space. And her slogan, "In the end, we all become stories," is honestly the reason why I started this podcast, because I believe truth is better than fiction. And so I find that hearing people's authentic stories is the best way to go about it. So that being said, let's not waste any more time, because she just went through a lot of tech issues with me. Without further ado, Nikki Carlson, but you may know her online as Nikki Novel Reviews. Welcome to the Reyes Reflection.
That was so nice. That almost made me want to cry. Oh my God. I have never, like, that is so sweet. Wow. Like I'm speechless. Thank you so much. Thank you. I am so happy to be here. Like, wow,
I definitely try. I try my best to have my guests feel welcomed and feel like that, when we were talking before I got you on the show, I know that you were a little unsure. You were like, hey, I don't really know if this is like my kind of cup of tea. And I paid you $100 and then that check should be in the mail, somewhere. No, I'm kidding. But with that being said, I really appreciate you being gracious enough with your time, sharing it, lending it with me. It's something I don't take for granted. So the fact that you're willing to do this means a lot to me. And the main reason why I felt like this was important is because we honestly do all have a story to share. And that's one of the things that's your slogan. And so I love that you are willing to sit and chop it up with me. The fact that it goes both ways, right? The fact that you're even willing to chop it up with me means a lot to me, because who am I? I'm just some guy talking online,
Yeah. And I feel like that's a universal thing, is like, that's what my hesitation was, is that in this community, in this book community, I'm a baby.
Yeah.
I'm a little tadpole to some girls that I follow that have 50, 60, 70K, 150K followers. And I'm like, I got 3,000, like I'm just this little, but I'm this little tadpole in this big world. But when I started this, my main goal was to be different. I wanted to be different than everybody else, because I kept seeing the same content over and over, and I was going, no one's giving me enough about books. No one's giving me enough to make me want to buy a book. I mean, a lot of these girls are, either taking a picture of a book and saying, hey, this book was great.
Right.
You didn't tell me anything about it. Some girls go, hey, if you like shifters or if you like the dark romance, this book is for you. You told me nothing about it. Then I'm going to go to the store, I'm going to buy this book, and I'm going to hate it. That's why I was like, I want my content to be completely different. I want to take the time to go, hey, let me give you a quick synopsis through voice and through me giving you my own opinion of it. And you can see if that's something that you like. And it's totally different than what everybody else is doing. And that makes me not get as many views. And so, it's one of those things where you have to go, okay, am I willing to not go with the crowd for content that's unique and different? Or do I want to jump on the bandwagon and just do what everyone else is doing? And you're doing something that everybody else is not doing either. You're reaching out to people like me who well, I mean, you've had some really cool people on your
No,
podcast.
you're super
Okay,
cool
so
too,
I am
though.
probably the smallest
No,
one.
no.
I'm the tadpole, you know. But like, you have some really great people on here who've come and had some really great views. One of the girls I absolutely freaking loved. I forgot her name, but she talked about her self growth, and I was like, yeah, amazing. She was this cute redhead. I think red, strawberry blonde, but she had some great things to say. So you have people on here that have really profound views and amazing content that I think a lot of us all have a story to share, and we're not just, I think that's the idea what I'm trying to get to, is that we're not all just a tadpole. Okay, we may feel like a tadpole, but guess what? A year from now, we're not going to be a tadpole. We're going to be a frog. Okay, we're going to be a big old toad, because people will see the content that we put out and the heart behind it, and that it's something that we actually have a passion for.
Yeah.
You know, and we take the time and effort.
With my catalog of guests, I had to quickly think about who you were referring to, and I couldn't. I finally realized you were talking about my friend Brogan, and yeah, that's actually her book right there. I have it displayed for the visual audience. You'll be able to see. She's a great person. I've known her for years, and we both went through our own personal struggles of just as an individual, right? Like, I saw that there was a TikTok where you were talking about advice in your 20s. It was like a stitch. And
Oh yeah.
and I knew her in my 20s, and man, I'm in my 30s now, and I will tell you right now that it is the most glorious time of my life, because I felt like the 20s, it was so much bullshit, and it was me trying to figure out who I wanted to be, and imposter syndrome here and there. And you know, I appreciate that you what you just said in your kind words, because I honestly, I'm really, really blessed with the life I live. I've been able to meet some cool people, have great sit downs, and it's all with this approach of just being as honest and candid as possible, of just and humble. And I'm not trying to, toot my own horn, pat myself on the shoulders, but
do it. You need to.
I appreciate that,
because you're killing it.
I appreciate that, because I'm not one that really tries to promote myself. When I do this show, it really is all in the glory of trying to promote the other person, because that's what I want to be. And as a person who struggles with that, right? Like, obviously, like, who doesn't like to be well received and well liked? And so my biggest gratification to doing this is when I rap and somebody goes, man, we just talked for an hour. It didn't even feel like it. Felt like I was talking to a friend. It's so tough, because in a world where what we live in, right, where followers and views and all that stuff, that tends to be the checkpoint of success in this world. I try to have it in a different lens. I try to have it in the lens of, how did I impact the person who I had this conversation with? How did I impact them to the point where in 5 years, 10 years, they go, you know what? My interview with Nathanael Reyes was different than any others. Like, it is such a joy when I hear that. Like, I've had a couple of guests on that they go, that was the best interview I've ever done. And, I know that that's the phrase that's being used, but, I like the conversation. I love having these conversations, because I like having it to the point where somebody can go, you know what? I had a conversation with this person. He was delightful, and I view him as a friend now. That's, and isn't that the goal in life, is just to meet people and make friends and share stories and share life experience? I think it's so easy. I call it getting lost in the sauce. Like, it's so easy to get lost in the sauce, because the moment you get a boost, people just get lost in this. It's followers, it's content. I even catch myself doing it sometimes, where I'm like, I need to push content. And I'm like, I would rather take a pause and focus on what my content is, and making sure it's 100% genuine, and it's there, it's juicy, and it's full of what I want, than creating content that's just meh, like spending the time to be that genuine person who you are. I mean, you talk about, like, I'm same age, I'm 35, and 20s is hard. 20s is a lot of losing yourself. Yes.
And 30s is about finally getting it back, because in the journey of 20s to 30s, you're finding yourself. And I feel like when you get to your 30s, you're finally going, I am who I am. And I think you've done the work, because it really is that. You have to do the work to get to who you want to be and who you are. And it's not easy. It's a lot of, I'm also a trauma girl. So 3 therapists deep, like you have to work really hard to become the person that you want to be, because there is so much. I can't cuss on here, I don't think.
No,
There's
you
so
can.
much,
You can. You
I
can.
was gonna say there's so much bullshit you have to
Yes.
wade through to get to where you are. There is so much. So once you finally get to the other side and you can say, I am happy with who I am genuinely who I am, and I want to gain those conversations and those friendships and and have that integrity on the other side. If you can say that, you're winning.
Yeah.
You're winning, because unfortunately there are people that are our age that still have no idea who they are.
Yes.
Granted, I kind of don't either, but I finally feel like I have a place in this world, in this book community that feels right. I think it actually, I feel like I finally have like a puzzle piece where I'm like, I think I'm locking in finally, But yeah, it's so hard. It's just hard to get lost in the sauce with all this social media. It's very easy to do.
Do you find that when you were a child, you were like, man, adults are so smart, blah, blah, blah. Like, I can't wait to be an adult. And now we're adults and we're like, man, a lot of adults are really dumb. Like, not.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Sometimes I'm like,
yes.
I look over and I'm like, how do you function properly? I don't know. It's crazy. But you said a lot there that is 100% true, right? It's you lose yourself, right? You lose yourself, whether it be negative relationships, and I don't just mean interdynamic, sexual, like, etc. I mean like
friendship, work, family, anything.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So when you think back to your younger years, what pieces of your upbringing help shape the version of who you are today?
Oh man, that's loaded. Because I did not necessarily have, like, I have good parents. I had a good family. I just didn't necessarily have the best childhood because of trauma. I am a trauma girl. I've been through a lot. I don't think you want to hear about all of it, but I'm a full blown trauma girl. And so I don't really remember anything from age 8 beyond. So moving forward, I kind of I was a very insecure girl, which is weird to say now, but I was a very insecure girl. I did not know who I was. I was a lost little girl who didn't really have direction. And I think that's what strived me later on so much to be an actress, was because I just enjoyed not being myself, which hindsight, toxic. But uh as a kid, I just was lost. I was just a lost little girl who was ADHD, dyslexic, sucked at anything academic, was an artistic nerd, but just a social butterfly and got along with everyone. And that was my strong suit. So fast forward to me now, or through college and all that, it was a lot of making a lot of dumb decisions, finding out what happens in those dumb decisions, because I was a very impulsive person, just kind of live by the seat of my pants and go off of emotion. So I live a lot by my heart and not my brain. And nothing really clicked in and changed until I actually met my husband now. Because I was in a previous relationship for 3 years and it was extremely abusive, and completely lost myself in that process. Because if you're a trauma girl, you connect to bad people. You just do. You just cling to what is toxic.
You gravitate towards
it. Is not. Yeah, you do. You just do, because that's what you know. And so that's a safe space. So then when I met my husband, who was a completely normal person, he was the start of my healing journey and actually changing who I was and who I am now today. And so I owe a lot to him actually for who I am, because he called me on my impulsive behavior, called me on my bullshit, called me on my passive aggressive crap that I would pull. And I went to therapy and I got the help, and I did lots and lots of work with therapists to go over the trauma, let go of the trauma, or accept the trauma, go over, like, get over the trauma and move on, and stop living, like your friend said, stop living in the trauma bubble. Get out of the trauma bubble and accept who you are now, and accept that you want to be something new and grow into something new. And so once I finally got to who I am now, my husband, I was lost a lot because, again, I wanted to be an actress. That's what I studied in college, was theater, and I wanted to be film. I don't like theater. Okay. You have to take theater. Okay. But I loved film. I always thought that I would be the perfect comedic best friend, never really saw myself as like the leading lady, always the comedic, funny best friend. And that's what I always wanted to be. But when I met my husband, I kind of like let all those dreams go away because he was military, and I moved away from California and really lost myself. Did not know what I wanted to do. Didn't have any college at all behind me because I put all my cards into one basket and called it good. So when I left, had no idea what I was going to do. And so I spent the last 11 years being a mom and just letting that be my life. And it can be such a lonely and hard journey being a mom. And when that is who you are, and that is your identity, and that is all that you are. Even though my husband was like, that's not, that to me, that's how it felt. And it was all consuming. And it wasn't until, last year, well, I guess this year, my dates are dumb, around May, June, that my husband was like, I feel like you would fit in the book talk community. I feel like that's where you should be. Because I've always loved books. I mean, that was my way to escape. It was just to read books and play video games. That's my way to decompress. And I thought, hey, that would be kind of cool. I get to, number one, get back in front of the camera. Number two, I get to talk about things that I love. And number three, it's a hobby that I can put my soul into, because I haven't done that in years, and I don't have anything else. I can't have a job because I'm raising babies, and once I did, I just soared. Like, I love it. I love getting in front of the camera and talking again. I love talking about things that like books that I love to read. It's just so exciting for me. It's so exciting for me. But again, like, I definitely have this imposter syndrome of like, do I belong here? Like, I consistently question myself. If I actually belong here, but people seem to really like it. I mean, I've had multiple authors reach out to me. I've had multiple people say, I really love your reviews. I love how different they are compared to everyone else. And so I've got to be doing something right, like I guess, but I know some people, they don't want to listen to a 3, 4, 5 minute review, and that's okay. Like, that's fine. But it's fun for me. It's fun for me. And I just keep reminding myself, it's not about them. It's about me. And if people like it, then they like it. And does that even remotely answer your question?
Absolutely. No, it does. It does. I love it.
I'm too ADHD for this shit.
No, you're doing great. This is a great combo. No, I wonder if, not to circle back to what you went through, because I feel like I'm very similar to you. Obviously, I don't know what you went through, and we could have another podcast, another episode, and just kind of have a therapeutic session in that regard.
We would need let's talk about trauma podcast.
That could be, mine and yours could probably be 4 or 5 hours to combine.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
So I understand what you're saying. I went through a lot in my youth, and I find that there are some things where I blackened out of my brain. I know it's there, and I know what I went through is real, but I almost try to push it out and block it.
Dissociate.
Exactly. So I wonder if that's a
Mhm.
coping mechanism for us just to be able
Oh
to
yeah.
function in day-to-day society, because you know, I love that you reference Brogan, because the
Mhm.
conversations her and I have had, it's just kind of like, you know, I was never gonna be that individual that was like, yeah, but you know, when I was 8, I went through this and it was so hard,
Mhm.
and I, you know, a lot of people go through that. A lot of people do.
Mhm.
I was never gonna be that person because my mindset was always, you know, what can I change about what happened when I was 20 years ago that I had no control over, right? And
Yeah.
so it sounds like that you kind of had to go through that, and you really did go put in the work to be the
Oh
best
yeah.
version of yourself that you are today, which is inspiring. And you
Mhm.
went through ebbs and flows, right? You went through times where you were like, but
Mhm.
I want to be in front of that camera. I want to figure out. And what a
Mhm.
fortunate time that we live in, that you can be in front of the camera. And yeah, you're not performing and you're not acting, but you can be this larger than life personality. You know, you
Mhm.
brought up how you're finding your way and you're carving out what you can in this space. You know, as a person who's doing the same thing, I just want to go ahead and commend you, because the world we live in right now, everybody wants to be this uniform thing, and you do have to
Mhm.
do something to stick out. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if it ends up being that this is just an incredible hobby of yours, that you meet phenomenal people. Now, obviously, we want it to be a situation where you're flourishing with income. Great. That's what we want.
Mhm.
But you're being so authentic and real. And
Mhm.
as opposed to some of these other book reviewers that I've even just come across, it sounds like I would do the book review, and I don't even read books. Like, that's just like,
Mhm.
I, so,
Yeah.
you know, I could go ahead
Yeah.
and look at a cover and be like, yeah, it looks dark. It's a dark read for you all, and blah, blah, blah. And like,
Mhm.
and be so vague that,
Yeah,
it,
it's so easy to be vague. It's
yes,
so easy.
and I get it,
Yeah.
like, right, with ambiguity causes curiosity. So maybe if you're that way, it's gonna be like, ooh, what am I reeling myself into, type of deal. So I can understand the reason behind it, but
Mhm.
I do understand what you're saying in the sense of like, a lot of times I've seen book reviews and I'm like, I don't even I couldn't tell you the last book I read, and that, I mean, I don't know, Dr. Seuss. I don't know, like, I don't know.
Hey, solid read though.
Yeah, I
Solid
mean,
read.
hey,
His rhymes were fire.
hey,
His rhyme. I mean,
I got an author.
arguably first rapper
I
ever.
got
You know.
an author showdown for you later on, and he might come across. So, so what pushed you then to actually start putting it out for the world to see, right? Because it's one thing to conceptualize something and want to do
Mhm.
something and write it down and have a goal and what have you. But it's another to then just do it. What caused you to just be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to put it out there. Whatever happens, happens. If
Mhm.
people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't.
I literally just did it.
You just did it.
I just did it. Like I just loved a book and I was going, you know what? My husband said you should do it. Okay, I did it. Like, you know, I that is something that impulsive behavior, trauma girl, you know? So I was like, okay, let me throw some makeup on. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about this book. And I just did it. And then the next one, I did another one and we were at our old house at the time. And I went, man, I'm watching all these girls and I'm very much a watch and learn, very much watch and learn. So we were moving at the time, so there was a solid 4 month gap of, or maybe 3 month 2 month gap, I don't know, but of me waiting to get to the new house so I could have a background, so I could make it look really good, because I said if I'm going to do this I want it to look really good, because all these girls have this background, all these girls have this way they do it. I want to make something that looks good for me. I have an image in my head how I want it to look. And so if you go all the way back to where my first reviews are, it's like me on a couch with the window like shining on my face, you know? And then you see me with a bookcase. And then all the rest is me with a bookcase, you know? And I was going, I I know how I want this to look. Because that is very much like, I'm very, very good about how, I'm very anal about how I want things to look. I'm very perfectionist on, okay, I gotta move this, I gotta move that behind
I'm the
me.
same way.
And if it's not, yes,
Yeah.
and if it's not the way you like it, then you just hate it
Yeah.
and you don't even want to post it because you're like, no, it has to be perfect, you know?
I'm the same.
So I was
You
like,
and
I
I are
don't
the
even want to
same.
post.
Yeah.
I don't even want to post yet. I'm going to make it exactly how I want. And I was just stubborn about it. So when I finally got in the house, I got my bookcase up, I was like, I'm ready. I'm going to go full bore into this. And I just did. I just did it, you know, cause I was going, what am I going to lose? I'm very careful about what I say. Obviously I try to be as genuine and honest, and I'm not going to be downright mean. There's only been, I think, 2 reviews out of everything that I had to be like, hey, I didn't like this book. I didn't, you know, or hey, there were so many errors in this book, it was kind of unacceptable. I think there's only 2 of them. But I don't ever want to throw an author under the bus ever, because they take years to write this book. That's not fair. And they put a lot of their heart and soul into it. So I'm never gonna rip on somebody. But I just dove in head first into it and have not looked back. Again, impulsive, you know, but I really like it. I think I'm actually doing pretty good. I think I'm thriving, actually.
Yeah, I think you're doing an incredible job. I've seen a lot of your videos, and I just love how authentic you are. Again, you know, that seems to be the pattern of this episode, but I really do feel like you bring a much more candid approach than some of the other ones. And I even saw that TikTok that you were talking about how you'll never throw an author under the bus if you notice mistakes or stuff like that. And you're moving into the world now where you may come face to face with these authors too. And so you want to build that good rapport with them and have a good relationship with them. I know you've done a few events, and you know, you'll definitely be able to talk about that and plug all that in, but you're moving so gradually into the world where you might come face to face with these people, and the last thing you want to do is be like, yeah, that book was terrible. They made so many mistakes. They don't know what they're doing.
It was trash.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you have to shake their hand. You know what I mean? So, so it's, you know, just like all things, right? It's better to just go at it in a way with grace and respect. So what has been the biggest surprise, whether it be good or bad, about stepping into this world?
Getting as much, honestly, getting as many people talking to me as possible. Like having it, I am every single time an author comes and talks to me, I am genuinely shocked, because I just don't think I'm important enough, you know? I am genuinely taken off guard. Yeah, like I'm like, whoa, you want to talk to me? Like I'm a baby, you know? So I am genuinely taken off guard every single time somebody even comments and says, hey, I love this, or messages me and says, hey, would you like to even read my book? I'd love to hear your review of my work. I mean, the fact that you want my opinion, that is, it always shocks me. I don't think I will ever get used to not, or get used to that. I don't think I ever will. Because I'm just a real person. I'm just a real person giving my opinion. And that, I think that's been the most surprising is the feedback that I'm getting. And I don't think I've gotten one negative comment. It's all been genuinely very good comments. And so that is a shock to me, you know, that is just a shock to me. And I don't think I'll ever get used to that ever. Like even you talking to me, I was like, what? You want to interview me? What? Like me? You know? Thank you, but why? I'm not cool, you know?
Hey, listen, I'm not cool either.
I think you're pretty cool. You've talked to some really cool people, and you have this great personality. It's so outgoing and energetic, and you have these great questions. So I'm like, oh wow, this is somebody who could genuinely have like a really poppin' podcast. Like, and he wants to talk. He wants me to be on there. Oh, that's freaking cool.
Yeah, I've always been in the mindset that, like, regardless of how much money you have in your bank, how much followers you have, etc., at the end of the day, we all bleed. We all, you know, what's the saying, right? We all bleed red. We all shit brown, right? And so,
Yep.
to me,
Yeah.
I've never been the type of person that is like, you know, like, hey, you're not good enough, or hey, I'm not good enough, right? Like, it's just, even I've reached out to people who have like 5 million followers. Hey, would you want to jump? I know they're not going to respond. You know, I remember reading something that said, shoot for the stars because you might land on the moon, right? And so just go as far as you can, see what happens. If it works, it works. And I think you're doing the same thing. And those opportunities have allowed you to have unboxings from these authors. They've allowed you to go to events, which you'll be attending one in 2026 as well. What did you think about attending these events where you get to meet these authors and you get to have these honest conversations? I know you were struggling a lot in terms of your internal anxiety, but then it ended up being like one of the best events you have ever went to. Talk to me about some of those.
Oh yeah, so my first ever book event was Villains and Vixens this year in September, and I was so nervous I wanted to puke. I was so nervous. Oh my God. Like, first event, had no idea what I was gonna do. I saw a lot of authors, most of the authors I didn't know, because I was going into this community having read mostly just, I read some indie authors, but mostly just big name authors. Okay. And I wanted to get more into, not necessarily all indie authors, these are popular authors as well, but I wanted to get more into the book community. And so I wanted to go to my first event and meet these authors and buy books and just meet people, meet other influencers, get ideas. And I mean, the drive there, because it was in Dallas. The drive there, what I was so nervous. I was, oh my God. And when I got there, for some reason, I'm one of those people that could be so nervous I want to puke. But the moment I'm there, and I'm a nervous talker all the time. I am that person. I will nervous conversate with any person next to me. That's my way of healing. Okay, that's my safety, is that if there's someone standing next to me, I will just strike up a conversation, because then it makes me feel better. Because I'm pretty sure that most likely they're just as nervous as I am. And a lot of book people are introverts. We just are. I am an introverted extrovert. Okay, so I'm naturally introverted, but the moment I get outside, I am a super extrovert. So I met so many people that were just super introverted and saw me as this loud, bubbly, happy-go-lucky girl. And they would not know in a million years that I just was, my stomach was in knots. I've met friends that I talk to this day now. And it was such a great experience. Even with as big as it was such a great experience. I got to meet authors that I now consider friends. These authors are fantastic people. And again, they're just like us, and I met people just like Penn Cole, who is one of America's most famous authors right now, who was the author of Spark and her little series. And she was so sweet. She was so sweet, so kind. The line was insane to meet her. But everyone was so genuine, and it was such a great experience. And I was really sad once it was over, because I went, wow, I want to do that again. Like, I want to do that again. So then there was another event called the Traveling Bookshelf, and that was a much smaller event. But I ended up going to that with my sister, who's a narrator, a professional narrator, by the way. She's pretty freaking cool. And we went to that event, and again, a lot smaller, like 1/4 the size, but really cool. Got to meet some really fun people. And once all of these interest forms, I'm doing my job, I'm doing my reviews. Once all these interest forms started popping up about wanting to be an influencer for other events. One that's coming called Heartbreakers and Heathens. It's going to also be in Dallas, and it's for 2027 or 2026. I think it's 2026. Anyway, I should know this, okay? But like, I went, I'm going to shoot my shot. I'm going to do it. And I applied for it and put my whole heart and mind and everything into this little video that I even got my kids into. I didn't want to show their faces, but I had my daughter like mimic me as a kid in the video with a little black sweatshirt on, reading Goosebumps. It was really cute. And it was a whole story in this video, and I didn't make the first cut, or I didn't make the cut. Okay. To me, I didn't make the cut, and I was so devastated because it was the first time I had actually put myself out there on anything. I was devastated. And because I thought I put so much heart into it, I really thought I could do it. They had messaged me and said, hey, do you like this genre? Do you like that genre? I was like, I'm a shoo-in. I got it. I know I have it. And when it was like one day, and they were announcing all these girls. And I mean, it was a lot of them. And each time I didn't see my name, my heart just sunk some more. And I was going, Nikki, stop. Just don't. This is not what it's about. It's not about that. It's not about that. But it's so easy to just fall apart. I will tell anyone I cried. I cried like a baby, and was like, okay, it's fine. The day passed, a week passed. It's fine. It's okay. I'll try again at another thing. And then I just happened to get a message, and they said, hey, would you like to become a heathen? And I was going, running around the house like a 10-year-old, screaming my head off. Oh my God, they chose me. Like I was so excited. And it's going to be the first event that I am an influencer at. It is going to be the first event. And when you choose to do something like this, there is an NDA you have to sign with lots of specific things you need to do, including there are certain amount of posts you have to do per month, especially when it comes closer to the time. And I have been surpassing everything. They're like, post once a month. I'm like, I'm posting 5 times, like I'm trying so hard to just be an overachiever, and show them that I'm giving it everything I've got, and I think they've been really, really thankful for that. And really, I've had positive feedback, but being an influencer is not for the faint of heart. It is a lot of hard work. It is a lot of, it has made what me doing reviews once in a while turning into me putting a whole lot more effort into everything, because I want to show people I can do, like when I put my heart to something, I'm going to do it and do it tenfold. Now, I say that I have also applied for so many different things and have not gotten any of them. So I'm like, I'm putting all my eggs in this basket, and I'm going to show them that they're going to regret that they didn't choose.
That's right. Yes.
They're going to regret, because Villains and Vixens influencer program opened, and I was so excited for that. I was like, dude, I want to try to do that. That was my first event. I would love to full circle come and be an influencer for that event, and I didn't get chosen. Granted, it's all the way in Florida this year, but I thought, man, if I got chosen for that, that'd be so cool, But yeah, like these events are so much fun, and they're so full of love and so full of creative individuals who have a lot of heart, a lot of creativity, a lot of drive. Mm-hmm. But it's a lot. It's a lot, because I'm not getting paid. This is a hobby. I do not get paid for my reviews. I do not get any sort of anything. But once in a while, an author wants to send me a book, and to me, that is more than enough.
Oh,
that is
sure.
more than enough. I'm so thankful when an author says, "Hey, I want to send you a hardcover." One author I work with, her name is Amber Page, and I've read a lot of her books, and I absolutely love her. She's amazing. I think she's one of the most underrated writers for romance. She sent me a couple books. And then another author, Lauren Logan, who's a sci-fi writer, she sent me a couple books. And I mean, that is the most exciting and heartwarming thing anybody could ever do for me. Send me a book box. I will be happy for a year. You know, like that is the most exciting thing. And I will be so that puts you at the top of the list of my TBR, you know? Like if you want to be at the top of my TBR, send me a book that you're next. You know, that's the easiest way to get on my number one list, you know? But yeah, it's been an adventure. I really am super excited to be influencing, and I hope that you can follow along and watch and see all the new creative content I have coming, you know.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm a fan of yours for life now. Yeah. So, yeah.
Thanks. Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and you're well on your way, and I'm blessed that I'm going to be following the journey, seeing you and watch you grow, and anything I can do to help you grow, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to help water. I believe that you can live in a world where you can help each other out and everybody grows. And and no gatekeeping. That's not my type of personality.
Me either.
So let's do it. As we wrap up on this episode, I have an author showdown for you, and then I have yay or nay questions, which is my segment. So the author showdown, we're going to break it down. I'm going to give you authors. You're going to imagine them duking it out, and the winner moves on, and we'll see who the ultimate winner is. All right.
Okay.
Dr. Seuss versus J.K. Rowling.
Oh, man. Okay, honestly, I'm probably going to have to go Dr. Seuss because that man's rhymes, they're unmatched.
Yep.
They're unmatched. The creativity, absolutely. Absolutely.
I tried to do like more children's based, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Shel Silverstein versus Dave Pilkey, the guy who does Captain Underpants, Dogman, etc.
Oh, Shel Silverstein. I actually had to do Shel Silverstein back in 4th grade. My freaking teacher made us memorize, and you know how long those things are.
Yeah.
They're a whole page. We had to memorize the whole thing and perform it. And let me tell you, that sucked. So, but his work was really great. I never really actually read any of the Captain Underpants, but my kids did, and you know what? I'm sorry. I don't see the appeal. Okay, I don't. I'm a hater, I guess. You're gonna get so much hate. They're gonna be like, this girl sucks.
No. So I was a big Captain Underpants. The reason why is because, as I mentioned, I wasn't a reader. It was hard for me to sit down, but it's the graphic novel of it. So, you know, I think that's what it is. But I can understand Shel Silverstein, The Giving Tree. I mean, come on. Like, that's
yeah.
So,
It was great.
R.L. Stine versus Eric Carle.
R.L. Stine. I am a Goosebumps girl to the depth of my soul. Yeah. I will always
the old school Goosebumps now, like the shows.
Oh.
Yeah.
I actually have been that, and Are You Afraid of the Dark is what I've been trying to show my kids now. I'm like, you guys got to watch these, you know, and just also trying to find all the Goosebumps books on eBay. That's a journey. Yeah. Oh, like the OGs.
They're pricey. All right. Jeff Kinney, author of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, versus Margaret Wise Brown, author of Goodnight Moon.
That probably has to be Diary of the Wimpy Kid because they even came out with a movie later on. I mean, that was a well-loved book series. That is a well-loved book series. And I think also an advocacy for kids who got bullied. So, I mean, I'm always going to be an advocate for kids who got bullied.
Dr. Seuss versus Shel Silverstein.
Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to have to still go Dr. Seuss.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do it.
R.L. Stine versus Jeff Kinney.
Oh, R.L. Stine. Oh, I already knew who the winner is going to be.
All right, who's the winner? Who's your winner?
R.L. Stine. I have to go.
Yeah.
I have to. He's going to have to be the OG for me. I already know.
Readers beware. You're in for a scare. That's right.
Yes.
We love R.L.
100%. Always.
That's right. All right. We're going to transition into my segment called Yay or Nay. I'm going to ask you a question. You just say yay or nay.
Okay.
Whether you agree with it or not. Okay?
Okay.
Tuesdays and Thursdays are twins, but somehow Thursday is that taller, more attractive twin out of the two.
Yay.
Yeah. Eating food with a spork is a great concept, but executionally, eating with a separate spoon and fork are better.
Yay.
I would agree with that, right? Like, it's more convenient to get that spork, but like if I'm eating yogurt and you gotta scoop everything up, you need the spoon.
Have you ever tried to poke anything with a spork?
It really
It's
doesn't
impossible.
work. Yeah, it really doesn't work. Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yeah. After 5 p.m. on Sunday is basically just Monday morning.
Yay.
Yeah.
As a parent, yay.
Yay. 100%. The last one I have for you today is 0.50 sounds and looks a lot bigger than just 0.5.
Yes. Yay. Yay.
That's okay. That's okay. It's still the same concept.
Yes.
Thank you for playing Yay or Nay.
Yes.
Yes.
That was fun.
Thank you. Nikki, thank you so much for taking the time chatting with me. I have initiated you into the multiverse of the Reyes Reflection podcast. For anyone who wants to get in contact with you, see what you're up to, where should they go?
Just go to my Instagram or TikTok and message me there, and then from there, if you need to, my email, but I will give it to you, but yeah, Instagram, TikTok, I'm slowly integrating my life over to YouTube as well. It is a slow, grueling process. I hate every second of it, but I'm slowly getting over to YouTube as well. But TikTok and Instagram is where you can reach me wherever.
Thanks again. That is going to do it for this episode of the Reyes Reflection podcast. Big thanks to Jocko for your Mad Rabbit Tattoo Afghan SMACKIN Sunflower Seeds. And to all the listeners, remember, may you live, may you love, and may you thrive. I'm Oprah as a dude.